Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Jasmine at the Eternal Circle, also known as the Psychic Mummy. You can see I have my tarot cards here. Woo! And my oracle deck. Apparently we are heading into another Mercury Retrograde. Yes, dramatic effect. So that means we're gonna go through a little bit of a bumpy. Some of you are gonna be able to really pick up on that. Some of you are gonna go through a little bit of a woohoo head spin. Other of you will probably go through a boohoo, and some of us will be like going, whoa, what a zinger. And there's gonna be some of us that are like, me, felt nothing. I'm good. So, with that being said, let's just take a look at what Mercury Retrograde has for us in store. Hence why we've got these cards today. So, I have pretty much picked out my fairy decks for this. Okay, we've got the one here. Okay, we have the Oracle fairy deck here, and we have my long-standing trusty fairy deck over here. Okay, so your job is to pick one of these today. Okay, we're going to take a look at what's in store for your Mercury retrograde coming up. Now remember, if you want a more personalized reading with me, always shoot me a private message through Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and I'm more than happy to set that up with you. Speaking of which, I have now connected with Zoom, so I am able to do that more easier, face-to-face kind of video conferencing reading for you over Zoom, if it's more of a preferred method. So, with that being said, pick your deck. We got deck 1, deck 2, deck 3. Okay, all these decks I'll be reading. So I'm basically not going to give you a spread idea. I'm just going to pick as many cards as they're going to tell me to pick. We'll see what's in store. Okay, so basically they're just going to tell me the message that they wanted to relay about what's in store for you. Alright, that's how it's going to go today. So let's see what Mercury retrograde is going to have for you. I know it's going to have coffee for me. Hopefully it's not going to kick my butt like it did last time. Last time I was extremely exhausted. Like, I felt extremely drained. Extremely tired. Wasn't so much emotional. Didn't go through a lot of emotional stuff or a lot of issues. Just really drained, and a lot of psychic amplifications, almost like a step up process. Like, whoa, I can see a lot more clearer, I can hear a lot more clearer. So that's what happened for my Mercury retrograde. So I'm kind of interested to see what this one is going to bring about. So I assume that many of you are pretty much doing the same. Alright, if you haven't picked your deck yet, pause this. Pause it now. Alright. So I'm going to start with deck number 1. Sometimes I like to put a spin on it and be like, oh, no, I'm going to start with the middle deck. But I'll be nice today and start with the deck number 1. So, like I said, I'm not going to do a particular spread. I'm just going to pick out as many cards as they are going to tell me to pick out, and then we'll go from there. Okay? Once again, how I read the cards, I do not do reversals. Do not do them. I do not believe in reversals, only because of the fact that if it is a negative message, spirit who comes in to talk to me about it, they will tell me either or. So, I do not sugarcoat my messages. Sorry. So if you are looking for a sugar-coated message, probably not the person to be getting it from. So, just so you're aware. You know what? I was thinking about bringing my pouch down, and I forgot my pouch upstairs. I was just so excited over my coffee, I forgot my pouch. I think we're going to get some rain. That's all right with me. Give me some rain. I know my flowers need it. Mercury Retrograde. What's in store? What is in store? So I believe Mercury Retrograde is going to hit sometime in the end of the month or in June, I believe. I just have to kind of look back at that information again. It's kind of funny how it's going to hit in June, only because that's when, psychically speaking, we're supposed to be taking a bit of a break with doing assistances. What I mean by that is for mediums to take a break, especially during that time, because we've been dealing with a lot more of those that have been passed over, right? So trying to get them over to the other side, going, hey, there's the tunnel, go for it, you know. We're getting rid of things that aren't supposed to be here on this plane of existence. So I mean, it's been a bit of a very hectic ride. I know there's another message. Where is it? Is there another one? No. Okay. So I know in June that's when we're supposed to be having this bit of a breather. So I don't know, maybe during the Mercury retrograde once again is the when we're going to be amplifying our abilities, is what I'm sensing, which can put us for another kind of tailspin moment, I think. Another kind of like amplify, kind of another breath of awakenings happening as well, is what I'm picking up on, or what I'm sensing anyways. Okay. Okay. The first card we have is the Emperor. We have the Knave of Wands as our second card. Two of Pentacles as our third card. And the Ten of Wands as our last card. So whatever successes or thoughts, ideas that you've had coming into fruition, okay, now is the time to kind of pause, take a break. Okay, there's a time to kind of step back and to analyze, okay? Especially in regards to say abundance issues, okay? So you might feel as if there is there is abundance, but you have to be kind of wary of that, because I feel that there's a little bit of a trickster vibration coming through, only because it's almost as if it's like saying, yes, you do have what you need, but be careful of how you approach this. So whatever you're using your ideas, whatever you're using your ideas or your successes for, so whether that be business or schooling, heading into a career, okay, whatever, what have you, right? Because if we're looking at Mercury Retrograde, right, we're thinking June is usually end of schooling for most of us, especially college, university. Okay, that's the end. Hooray! But then we start looking at going into actual career fields, okay, or returning back to work. Okay, and that in itself can be a bit of a blockage, right? And sometimes we need to take a bit of a back seat from that. Okay, we need to analyze where we need to go next, and instead of sitting back right now and focusing on just presently what we're doing to get by, we should be focusing on 10 steps ahead. So instead of focusing on, say, final exams or the next step, okay, in what you are doing, you should be playing things 10 steps ahead, which would be the best for you to do now. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with your head above like water. So you're going to be a little bit gasping for breath there. Only because you're going to end up with some difficulties that you're not going to be. Sorry, they're talking so fast it's hard to catch up. You're not going to be able to catch up with those difficulties. So plan it out now. Okay, start making the plans. Start making the actions now. Okay, because that's what you're going to need to do. All right, because if you sit back and think that it's all going to fall into place for you, it's not. Okay, and if you think that for 1 second, just because you're sitting on a bit of a nest egg, or you're sitting on some kind of reassurance that you're okay, don't be surprised that rug is going to be ripped out from underneath you, because it's going to be. That's what they're telling me right now, is that you're going to have to make some sort of plan. You're going to have to make this plan. You're going to have to make it 10 steps ahead, some type of plan, some kind of journal it down, write it down. Even for those that are more of the creative sense, that they need to draw it out. Okay, make a bubble plan or whatever. You're going to have to do that in order to facilitate things to go smoothly for you, because this Mercury retrograde is going to shake things up just a little bit for you, okay, which is going to cause you some agitation and some stresses that are unneeded, because right now things have been going smoothly for you and you haven't had to worry. Okay, stepping into this part here, we're looking at switching things up, moving past from your successes into delving into a new career, or into a new business, or into a new venture, even into moving locations, what have you, in order to facilitate new careers, new paths. Okay, you need to make a plan ahead. Okay, even if it doesn't go to an exact matching of what you had in mind, at least then you have some sort of plan to go by, instead of going by the seat of your pants, which is what you've been used to. Okay, because you're going to end up with some struggles if you don't come up with this plan, for certain. If you do have this plan set aside, yes, there are going to be some hooray moments, and you'll be able to avoid some of these obstacles that are going to be coming ahead, and you're going to have to worry less about the frustrations that you're going to come up against, because you'd be like, oh, no, I got the solution for it right here. Okay, so that is what they're telling me for this. Okay, once again, you've gotten used to being comfortable and things being easy peasy for right now. That things aren't going to be easy peasy when this retrograde hits. Okay, so whatever you're planning on doing, whether that be physically, mundanely, spiritually, what have you, make yourself a plan. It's important. Okay, definitely important. And like I said, any kind of type of abundance that you think you have, there is some kind of underlying trickster energy there that I'm not trusting. So whatever that is, be wise with what you've got. All right. Okay, deck 2. Remember deck 2? Okay. So whoever owns the Oxman, come forth. This is for you, apparently. You know, the Minotaur man? The Minotaur? Yeah. Guy with the horns. That's this deck is apparently for you. Like I say, this is not just like a one-person deck. This is multiple messages for multiple people. Pardon me. For whom it resonates, I should say. You hear my timer go off? I might have to pause this. Okay. Don't do reversals. So the first card we have Autumn Splendor. Second card we have Innocence. Third card we have Jewel of the Sea. And fourth card we have Love Springs Eternal. And okay. A couple messages in this one. few of you actually. Okay, so from the autumn splendor, I'm getting that now's the time to appreciate you. Okay, we're not talking about like so much as the inside of you, although that's important too. We're talking about enjoying the outer beauty just as much as you enjoy the inner beauty. Okay, you're the type of person that doesn't so much as see the outer beauty as much as you see the inner beauty. This is the time to kind of show it off, show off your outer beauty that radiates from within. Okay, you have to be able to combine the two. Which would be perfect for this retrograde, because this retrograde is going to be full of desires and passions for you, especially. Full of lust is what I'm picking up. A lot of desires. So whether that has to do with relationship wise, whether that has to do with following your passions and creativity, following your passions in what you want to pursue, in your dreams and desires, okay, that can be also a form of lusting as well. Okay, you're wanting to take things that you see are beautiful and create them into things that are beautiful too, to show people the beauty that is around them, which is also very important. Okay. As for the innocence, okay, this is the time to also show that along with this lusting is that there is a purity behind it. Okay, there is a pure intent. The pure intent being that it's just so much as you wanting to make connections, connections with others around you, connections with Mother Nature, connections with family, connections with friends, okay, especially with connections with spirit as well. Because you can still have that passion, that lust, that drive, but still have that innocence there too, right? You don't have to have, because people usually take lust as a dark desire, taboo, right? But lust can also have an innocent face too, right? And that form of lust is from a pure state. Is from a pure state, and what I mean by that is by wanting to be close, wanting to show beauty, wanting to have that affection or to give affection, right? There's many different forms, right? And it's so much as that you want to show that form in a innocent and pure way, right? I think there's a lot of healing coming your way as well. There's a lot of emotional upheaval for you, up and down, for you, this retrograde happening. As much as you're going through the kind of pure lusting, wanting to be close to people, there's that up and down kind of imbalance emotionally for you. And whether that has to do with that lusting and needing that connection, I'm not too sure. But it's definitely one of those things where you need to have some kind of healing, some time for yourself. Perhaps even going down by, say, a lake, or even taking a longer bath or a shower or something. Connect yourself with some water to kind of help you wash away those feelings, okay? Any kind of negative feelings or any kind of sadness or depression that you might be experiencing during that time, okay? And try to find the positivity in your life rather than looking at it in a negative tone, okay? And you have to keep reminding yourself that you are not alone during these times, especially during retrograde. Whatever we're going to be facing, whether or not it's going to be another lockdown, depending where you are, okay, that you aren't alone, that you do have others around you, that they are going to be there, okay? I think that you're a person that needs constant open communication, someone who needs constant touch, just constant communication most of the time. Okay, you like your alone time from time to time, but you need that connection piece, because it really affects you, which makes sense on the whole lusting part there, and the innocent lusting. So definitely, if it happens that you end up in another lockdown situation, or you end up in an isolative situation, that you're gonna feel even worse off than what you are right now. But it's important to remind yourself that people are just a phone call away. Okay, you just need to pick up the phone and call them, because people, unfortunately, they're not telepaths, right? They don't know well enough to pick up the phone and call you, or to text you, message you. Okay, so you need to pick up the phone yourself and do that. Okay, and check in. All right. You also have to rely on yourself too for that love. Okay, that's also very important, is what they're telling me. Okay, as much as it's nice to be loved by others, you also need to learn to love yourself. Sorry, that's a bit harsh, but that's the reality of it. I think that's why the part of the healing came in through there, is because you need to learn to love yourself, because that's how important it is, right? Being loved by others is great, not going to lie, but loving yourself is even better. And if you can love yourself, it gets easier. It gets easier to be by yourself, and to be able to be in your own bubble. All right, I'm just going to quickly pause this, and I'll be back, and I'll be reading the next deck. All right. Virtues of being a second mom. Multitasking. Alright, so that was that message. I'm getting back to doing the last deck. Okay. Just waiting on this rain. It's been confusing my body and confusing my mind. Honestly, confusing my child. Oh my goodness. If you haven't already figured out, I have a bit of a quirky sense of humor. I have a quirky sense of humor, and I don't sugarcoat my readings. Makes for a very interesting mixed bag. Alright. So hopefully this is making sense for most of you who are watching this already. I think it's pretty straightforward. Most of it's kind of like, caution. Proceed with caution. Do some healing. Look after yourself. Not bad. We'll see what this deck has. Move this out of the way here. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Alright. Have this, these two little mourning dove babies at the side door. Saw the mama today. Haven't seen the mama come back yet, so I'm getting a little worried about it. Not gonna lie. So hopefully the mama will come back soon. Because I'm allergic to birds. So I really don't want to bring in a couple of baby birds because A, I don't know how to handle birds, and B, I'm allergic to birds, and C, I don't know if my husband is too much into birds, so we'll see what happens. And D, I got cats, so I don't see this ending very well. So I'm really hoping that this mama comes back. It's only because the mama got disturbed today because we had someone working on the side door. We had someone working on the side door, and get a new side door in because the old side door was poop. So hopefully mama returns. Okay, 4 seems to be the number today. Pardon me. Okay. Ace of you see? 10 of Dorm. 5 of you see? And the Sun. Okay. So these are my people that aren't going to be shaken up too much by the looks of things. Okay. So, by looking at this, I'm just waiting for this spirit to step through here. By looking at this, there we go. By looking at this, the Mercury Retrograde isn't going to be too bad for you. Isn't going to be too bad for you guys. Okay. Things are going to be pretty smooth for the most part. Because you've already dealt with crap. Be blatant about it. You've already dealt with a whole bunch of stuff already. Okay, so you've already kind of had to deal with the relationship crap. Sorry. You've already had to deal with loss of finances. Sorry. You've already had to deal with loss in some sense. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry for the stuff that you had to go through. It sucks. But it's coming around. Okay? It's coming around in a good sense, okay? Things are panning out here, okay? Things are coming down, all right? Financially, things are becoming more stable, okay? You get an income that is coming stable, okay? Which is good. Don't have to worry about things. Material-wise, things are fine, okay? You wish things could be better, but they're fine. All right? Don't we all wish we had $1 million? Seriously though, if you can afford your rent, you can afford your mortgage, you can afford your car, you can afford your food, you can afford this, that, and the other thing to live comfortably, you're doing good. All right? So, seriously, be happy with that. Okay? The only thing that is really going to be affecting you is some sort of emotional loss. Okay? I don't know what that would pertain to, whether that's going to be some kind of emotional loss to deal with an actual loss, or if that has to deal with some sort of like a growth. So what I mean by that is like a personal growth or a spiritual type of growth for you. Okay? And when we go through these types of growths, we lose a piece of ourselves. Okay, sometimes we have a harder time letting go of that. Okay? And I think that's what's going to happen there. Okay? Because when I see this come up, and when they start talking to me about stuff right about now, thank you for stepping in. To me, this is representing you letting go of some sort of belief, some kind of system that you've had or are keeping a hold of for a very long time. Okay? And this Mercury Retrograde is going to open you. Okay? So whatever knowledge, whatever gift, whatever you start to see or hear or feel, okay, whatever is going to come by your way, it's going to shake you. Okay? So it's going to shake your belief. It's going to shake some of those fears in you. Okay? And that loss, that personal loss, is going to be hard for you. Okay? Especially when it comes to people that see this change. People that don't understand necessarily the change that you're going through. People who don't understand what you were experiencing. People who have no idea what you are talking about. Okay? That's going to be hard for you. Alright? But be very, very conscious that the fact that there are several of you that are going to be going through the same thing. Just like I had said before even doing these readings, there's going to be a lot of you. Again, another big wake up for a lot of you. Okay? You're not the only one. Okay? There is a big community of people that are going to be very helpful. Okay? There's a big community out there that is going to welcome you with open arms. It's just so much as finding the people that fit you. Alright? So, I think that is what the loss is pertaining to, is the loss of a part of you. Especially when you start to wake up. Now, not everybody is going to be accepting of the wake up, especially you. And that is okay. I'm not saying you have to. Okay? There's always the choice that you don't have to accept waking up. You can always go, no, I'm not going to do this. And you can turn your head the other way and not proceed. And that is your choice. Okay? But realize that sometimes when spirit can be a little bit stubborn, it might be persistent. And that's when you have to decide to be persistent back. Okay? So, if you are deciding not to go ahead with being awoken, or awaken, or whatever the terminology they're using nowadays, because I'm old, be persistent back. You don't have to walk in spiritual shoes if you don't want to. Okay? That's my message. That's their message. That's our message. Okay? That is up to you. You don't have to. okay? But what I'm saying is that, yes, it can be scary. Yes, it will shake your beliefs. Yes, it will shake your religion, your thoughts, your ideals. Yes, it will frighten other people. Okay? Yes, it will change how other people view you. But it is up to you solely how you will deal with it. Whether or not you will walk these shoes or not. That is up to you. That is up to you to only decide. Okay? Now, if you decide this course of action, I'm just telling you now. There is a video that I posted, which I haven't posted yet, but I will post today. Whoops. About teachers and beliefs and fears and all that. Preparedness. Okay. I will be posting that today, along with this video, that perhaps for these people here that are looking at this spread, perhaps maybe you would want to take a look at. I feel that that might be useful for you. Okay. If you guys have questions about stuff and you feel like you want to talk to me about it, by all means, you can shoot me a message about it. I'm always good to chat with. I'm pretty chillaxed. As long as I got my coffee in hand. Okay? As long as I don't have like 3 of my kids screaming in my ear, I'm good. Yes, I do have 3 kids. Yeah. All below 5. How I do it, that's my secret. So, with that being said, my dears, that is what Mercury Retrograde has for you. Okay, let's recap this. The first deck was about... what was it again? Oh yeah, the first deck was about basically making sure that you have a plan listed out for you, ready to go. Okay, because if you don't have a plan, things might be a little bit dicey. The second deck, okay, was pertaining about doing some emotional healing, okay, wanting a lot of connection, wanting to show some kind of lusting innocence towards people, wanting that affection, okay? But you have to learn to love yourself first, okay? Do some healing work, love yourself first, because that is the most important kind of love that you can get, okay? And thirdly, we got some people that are waking up in this Mercury retrograde, okay? So I think these are really powerful messages that are coming along for you guys. Whew, getting goosebumps now. Oh, really powerful messages that are coming along. Definitely, if you're looking to book a reading with me, once again, shoot me a message through my Instagram, through my Facebook, through my Twitter. You're more likely to get me in Twitter and Facebook. Once again, I'm now got Zoom, woohoo! So I can do Zoom meetings. And yeah, so definitely if you want a personal reading, book with me, go for it. I'm around. Please don't just be disheartened if I don't get to your message right away. Okay, you have to remember, 3 kids under 5. Okay, 2 of them being twins. Yeah, twins. So if I don't get to your message right away, I will get to it. I promise. Okay, I promise. If you have any questions about any of the topics that I cover, the meditations that I do, feel free to message me too. Any of the work that I do too, the services that I do, channeling past life, spirit, past life paintings, the spirit guide paintings. There goes the energy for you. That kind of work that I do. Also shoot me a message about that. Facilitating healing work, okay? You can message me about that too. Okay, I'm pretty easy peasy. I'm always up for sharing experiences. Always up for that. I'm not one to say, oh, you're doing this wrong. You should be doing it that way. I tell people to go fly a kite when they do that to me, so I'm not going to tell someone that you're doing it wrong, personally. And personally, I would be telling you to do the same thing. Alright, so anyways, with that being said, if you got questions, if you want a personal reading, if you want a painting, if you want some healing energy, alright, just feel free to message me. Seriously. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you guys. And don't be afraid of this Mercury retrograde thing. Okay? We're all going to feel it differently, but we'll be alright. We'll pull through. We always do. Right? Positivity to everybody.